What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at your live once again through the power of the internet. And today it's time to talk a little bit about advertisers and YouTube. Let me start off by saying here, by the way, number one, I know a lot of you guys love it when I talk about this stuff because you're curious how it's going to affect me as a creator and affect you as a viewer and how it's going to affect the other creators we all love so very much. Some of you actively dislike these types of topics, and I understand that. But here's the thing. I wasn't going to upload anything today anyway, so just consider this a bonus video. Also, I know a very small number of you guys out there hate the fact that YouTubers can do this as a full-time job. You hate the fact that we can make a living for ourselves this way. A lot of you people wish money had never been brought in because you feel like it affects the content. I understand that. Well, good news. You may very well be getting your wish because this could be the beginning of the end, if not the end. So recently, we've seen some pretty big advertisers decide they no longer want to advertise on YouTube, and even on a grander scale, they no longer want to advertise with Google and their AdSense program, which is basically what makes YouTube ads work. And the companies that have pulled out, there's some pretty big spinners. We've got AT&T, Verizon, Johnson & Johnson, PepsiCo, Walmart, Starbucks, Volkswagen, and all of these bigger companies have tons and tons of little companies underneath them that advertise here on YouTube. And that list just keeps growing and growing as more and more people pull out. Now, the reason this impacts creators like me is because every time you watch an advertisement before or after or sometimes even during a video, that advertisement revenue is split evenly between Google and the YouTuber who created that video. And so less advertisements on those videos means less ad revenue going to both Google and the creator who created the content. Now, analysts are predicting that Google will lose between $750 million to $1 billion in the next year from this loss. And that sucks for a lot of different reasons. That's $1 billion missing. YouTube would use their half of that $1 billion to continue to pay for the servers and for the bandwidth that delivers you free content every single day. No advertisements means no free content, no free stuff to watch, and Google can't afford to serve it to you. But the other half of that money normally would go to creators, and now it's not going to, so creators are about to take a hell of a pay cut. Now, for creators like me who have set up a fairly smart business, who've diversified their revenue stream, I will be fine. Losing my YouTube ad revenue will hit us pretty hard. It'll change our quality of life, but my business is fairly small, and I've diversified our income, so I only employ myself. I employ my wife. Worst case scenario is my wife has to go back to work, and I have to hire a nurse to help me out part-time. We would survive. The point is that I think we will survive. But that's not true of some of YouTube's biggest stars because they ended up hiring 10 people, 20 people, 50 people. I know at least one organization out there that has 80 people in their employee. So if they lose half their income, they're going to have to fire half their employees. But what really disheartens me is the number of smaller YouTubers who are just now really beginning to make it. And maybe they were earning enough from YouTube to be doing this part-time. Maybe some of them had taken the leap to start doing it full-time. And now they're about to get just hit in the ass and have to go back to full-time work in order to make this work. And that sucks because I want more of you to be able to use this opportunity to become independently wealthy and take care of yourselves and to run your own business and to start your own business. It sucks that that may be drying up here. And now I know you're scratching your head, Boogie, why are all of these companies pulling out? Why is this happening to the YouTubers that I love? Why is this happening to the service that I love? And the answer is because these companies have been convinced that their content may or even has appeared next to questionable content. Now, according to digitalcontextnext.org, and I'll link this article in the description box below, all this started on March 16th when an article got written about The Guardian pulling ads from Google after they were placed next to extremist material. According to the Guardian article, that content included YouTube videos of American white nationalists, a hate preacher that's been banned in the UK, and a controversial Islamist preacher. Also, the Guardian in their press release said that they would pull advertisements until they were rest assured by YouTube and Google that this misplacement of ads would never happen again. Now, for those of you who haven't been paying attention for the last year, you may not be aware that YouTube has been making some pretty big changes to try to clean up the front page of their website, including algorithm changes, policy changes, automated bots that push questionable content out of the way. Most of you have heard about it by now, but I don't think very many of you heard about it until they lumped in LGBTQ content as questionable, and yeah, that definitely raised some ire. So on March 21st, Google put out a press release trying to assure everyone that they were taking all appropriate measures, had all these different devices, all these policy changes, all these algorithm changes, and all these automated bots to make sure that your ads would only appear on what they consider to be advertiser-friendly content to make sure that nobody else pulled out. It didn't work. So this is when the media saw their opportunity to really start grinding Google and YouTube into the ground, and they started running the narrative of how dangerous it is to advertise on YouTube, even so much as going to big companies and asking, what are you going to do? Are you going to do what The Guardian did, or are you going to continue to fund hate speech? And of course, you see AT&T and Verizon and all these other companies start to pull out because they don't want the Wall Street Journal running an article saying, why does Coca-Cola continue to fund terrorists? And that leads to YouTube having a huge knee-jerk reaction, which I think is expected when you lose $1 billion overnight. But at the beginning of the week, they announced that they would be really ramping up the advertiser-friendly thing, and we've definitely seen that happen this week. We've seen big channels like H3H3 have dozens and dozens of videos flagged as non-advertiser friendly. Now, as part of that, YouTube did say that they would try to give us an appeal system. Unfortunately, that appeal system simply isn't working on those videos. I have a few videos that have been flagged as non-advertiser friendly this week. I also can't appeal them. Neither can H3H3 or anybody else like that. They say that's a bug, and I hope that it's a bug. Could be a feature, though. Now, I know some of you are going to say, Boogie, I don't care about people who create non-advertiser friendly content. They made their own bed, they have to lie on it. And while I disagree entirely, let's dismiss those people just for the sake of argument. This still impacts creators who create advertiser-friendly content. Artists and animators and musicians who rely on YouTube as a way to provide for themselves or their family, they are taking huge cuts in income. Star is currently reporting that several YouTubers have come to him and saying, you know, we're earning half of what we were earning last week. We're only earning 40% of what we're earning last week. And he has reported his channel itself is currently earning about 20% of what it was earning last week. 20%. That means a lot of people are getting fired at some of these bigger companies, but even worse, a lot of smaller YouTubers who've just now begun to realize their dreams, your dream is dead. Sorry. So I know some of the more cynical and angry and bitter of you out there will be celebrating right now, and that's okay, man. You're entitled to your opinion. But for those of you who have a bleeding heart like me and genuinely care about some of the creators that you watch every day, let's see what you could do to help. First off, you can do what you're doing right now, and it's absolutely free. Watch more videos. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification button, and every time your favorite creators upload a new video, watch that video. Maybe watch 2 or 3 when you do. Watch some of your old favorites because watch time is really important. It can help them excel in the algorithm, and that means eventually they'll find more viewers, and more viewers will eventually mean more income. Easy, and it's free. Secondly, and this one is also free to do, follow them on all the other social media you use. Twitter or Twitch or Instagram or Snapchat, wherever else, because they may end up building a business on those competing services one day. And this is a great way to make sure that if they ever leave YouTube, you can still follow that creator and you can still help them out in other ways just by consuming their media there as well. Another free way, and I know very few of you will participate in this, but another free way is to just watch the sponsored content that people create. These sponsored videos can create $100, $500, $1,000 in revenue. A top-tier creator can earn tens of thousands of dollars in revenue as long as his viewers are watching it. So even if you put it on mute and just put it on in the background, as long as that view count goes up, you'll be helping out that YouTuber by checking out their sponsored content. Now, for those of you who are able to afford even just $1 for your favorite creators, you can check out to see if they have some sort of crowdfunding. A lot of YouTubers do have a Patreon so that you can subscribe to them via that service, and by just kicking in $1 every month, you can make that person independently wealthy that way. Think about it this way. If somebody has 20,000 subscribers, and even just half of those people kick in $1 a month, he's basically making as much money as PewDiePie. Now, if you've got $10 to spend and you want to support both YouTube and your favorite creators, and you don't want to go to all these little individual Patreon pages, you can just always get YouTube Red. This makes the entire experience ad-free. You can get background play on your devices. You also get Google Music along with it. So it's a pretty damn good deal for $10. It'll keep YouTube independent of advertisers, and it'll keep creators getting paid by YouTube. And then finally, if you're the kind of person that has some real money to spend, 20, 25 bucks on somebody that you care about, you can always look at their merchandising options. Most of the time, only a few bucks of that merchandising price will go to that YouTuber. Say 20 bucks, somebody might get 5 of it back. But at least you get something to have and to hold, and that's another way to give that YouTuber something, and you get something in exchange besides, free content every day. But now here's the thing. I know a lot of you will not do that, and that's okay. If you can't afford to or you're not inclined to, don't worry about it. Don't feel guilty. Some people will. That's the beauty of crowdsourcing. Some people will pay so other people don't have to. I wish that some people was still fucking Verizon and AT&T, But I guess that's not going to be the case. And I know some of you are still scratching your head right now saying, Boogie, who am I supposed to be mad at? Am I supposed to be mad at AT&T and Verizon and Coca-Cola for pulling out? Or am I supposed to be mad at the people creating non-advertiser friendly content? Or should I be mad at YouTube for applying these non-advertiser friendly bots? Or should I be mad at the media for creating such a mess? I'm going for the media. You've got websites like the Wall Street Journal, who has been a key player in this particular kerfuffle as well, who continue to pound and pound and pound and pound the narrative, mostly false narrative, that YouTube content is problematic. And here's the thing, even if it were, I don't think that's a good excuse for this kind of behavior. But I certainly am not mad at YouTube in this case. I think YouTube saw this coming a year ago, and a lot of the reasons I got angry at YouTube a year ago all led to this moment, them trying to keep this moment from happening. And anything they do moving forward here, I guess I kind of understand, because I know that they employ tens of thousands of us, tens of thousands of people who create content either part-time or full-time, and I know they don't want to see that go away, and neither do we. But let's just face facts. Eventually that day is coming. But even when that day comes, I'll probably still be here complaining into a camera about stupid stuff nobody cares about, and playing with Pokemon cards and unboxing electronics. Probably a lot cheaper electronics, but still. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I love you very much. I'll speak with you soon, and let me know in the comments section below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Ooh, I can only imagine the comment section on this one. Asking people to spend $1 to support creators. Oh, God. I'm going to get eviscerated. Ooh.